tell me that you're on your way. Cause I can't wait another day. And I know you wanna play. Girl, I know the spots that'll make you hot. Maybe ready or not, you know. Girl, I know the place. It's within the place. Tell me that you're on your way.
Check my mic. Check, check. Tony Turn. Check my mic. DJ Rico. Wait a minute. KO Productions. We put it down, baby. Say you doing right here, Tony.
I got a feeling I can't ignore. Girl, I never
Oh, man,
been
I don't know
so
what's going on.
sure. Needing you more and more. Gonna show you what I have in store. Tricks and games that I wanna play. Just tell me that you're on your way. Cause I can't wait another day. And I know you wanna play. Girl, I know the spots that'll make you hot. Maybe ready or not, you know. Girl, I know the place. It's within the place. Tell me that you're on your way.
Check my mic. Check, check. Tony Turn. Check my mic. DJ Rico. Wait a minute. KO Productions. We put it down, baby. Say you doing right here, Tony.
I got a feeling I can't ignore. Girl, I've never been so sure. Needing you more and more. Gonna show you what I have in store. Tricks and games that I wanna play. Just tell me that you're on your way. Cause I can't wait another day. And
What's
I
up,
know
Bomb
you
Squad?
wanna play. Girl, I know the spots that'll make you hot. Maybe ready or not, you know. Girl, I know the place. It's within the place. Tell me that you're on your way.
That you're on your way.
Check, check. Tony Turn. Check my mic. DJ Rico. Wait a minute. KO Productions. We put it down, baby. Say you doing right here, Tony.
I got a feeling I can't ignore. Girl, I've never been so sure. Needing you more and more. Gonna show you what I have in store. Tricks and games that I wanna play. Just tell me that you're on your way. Cause I can't wait another day. And I know you wanna play. Girl, I know the spots that'll make you hot. Maybe ready or not, you know. Girl, I know the place. It's within the place. Tell me that you're on your way.
That you're on your way. Oh, was that it? Hey, y'all. I hope everybody's having a good Wednesday. If you are in the DMV area, then you have snow. You're snowed in, so you ain't got nothing time. But listen to me. How we doing? Happy hump day. I hope everybody had a good hump today. This your girl Lisa, and it is Wednesday, and we're going to talk about people today. Now, I will begin this by saying we are talking about religion, churches, and things of that nature. I know these can be very controversial topics. I know people are very set in their ways when it comes to religion and churches and preachers and deacons and deaconesses. I understand that. But these are my opinions about specific situations. Now, I'm gonna start this by saying I don't knock faith, anybody's faith, whether you believe or don't believe, whether you have pray to a different God, whether you don't pray at all. I don't knock anybody's faith. I don't knock how anybody processes the things that happen in their life. Because in reality, that's what religion helps us do. It helps us process the things that happen in our life. It gives us faith. It gives us hope. It gives us clarity sometimes. But sometimes it can muddy the waters. Especially when you have people that use religion and not for the purpose in which it was formed. Not for why we as a people decided to start. What's the word I'm looking for, baby? That's absolutely not the word I'm looking for, but okay. Why we started believing and why we started having faith in something we can't see, we can't touch, we can't smell, because Like I said, religion helps people process the good and the bad things that are in their life. So that's what I'm saying. So I'm getting that warning right now. Um, you may or may not like what I'm talking about, and that's okay. Like I said, I don't knock anybody's hustle. I don't knock how you get down. I don't knock. If you don't agree, I think the discourse and debates help clarify things, and they also help educate people. Me as well. I believe that every day that we're alive, we should learn something. That being said, let's begin with what I am talking about today. Hey Morris, how you doing? So on TikTok a couple of days ago, I was scrolling through and I saw this video. Oh, my bad. Did anybody get snow? Let us know. It snowed Sunday night and all day Monday. Um, we still have snow on the ground. It's ice. You know, winter came a little bit early for us because normally we get snow around February, but we got snow in January. So hey, maybe hell is freezing over. My bad. But if anybody got any snow, let us know. Let us know. Let us know. Okay, I'm playing. Well, that would have been nice, but I mean, I haven't had a Christmas snow ever. Have we ever had a Christmas snow? I don't remember a Christmas snow. Well, you know, growing up in Alabama, I remember one snow in the 70s. So I don't. And excuse me, y'all. My eyeball itch. Okay, because it all goes together. That's why. Okay. All right. So as I'm scrolling through TikTok, as I'm known to do, as I'm prone to do. Oh, y'all, for real, my eyeball itching. I can't function for a second. I'm sorry. This completely off topic. But if y'all ever scratch y'all eye and it got that juicy sound and you know it's good, but you know it's not good for doing it in your eye, I thought I said that. Anyway, so I scrolled through TikTok and I came across this video, and it was a couple of days ago. And since then, several people have made videos about this topic. A pastor in, I want to say, Hampton, Virginia, or Haymarket. It was started with an H. At Vine Apostolic Baptist Church, I think. Baptist Church. I think that's what it said. Now, all of these are, I think, because I'm on my phone, so I can't look it up and say, hey, this is exactly what it is. But I know the church is called the Vine, and I know it's in Virginia, and I know the city starts with an H. But after that, I think it's either Hampton or Haymarket. But anyway, so a young lady in her late teens is pregnant. Now, from what I understand, she was a member of the choir. So keep that in mind. So the preacher, who looks to be older, the preacher and the first lady of the church look to be in their 60s, in their mid to late 60s. Or maybe, and did something to look old. It's a black couple. And it's an old school church. You know, the big hats, the first lady dresses, the. So he starts, and it's live. I was about to mess up. It's live. They did a live. Okay? I'm gonna say again. They were doing a live on Facebook. Yeah, they were streaming. My bad. I forget how to say it. They were streaming on Facebook, on social media. So I think it was Facebook, but I'm just gonna say social media. They were streaming the service on social media. The pastor stops. He's getting ready to do whatever he's getting ready to do, and he stops and he says that he wants to stop for a minute. And he brings this young lady down, and he wants her to get up in front of the congregation and apologize because she's pregnant out of wedlock. And then he goes on to say that she should not have a baby shower, neither public nor private, because of that. She's pregnant out of wedlock. And so now understand now, keep in mind, like I said, he was live on social media. So I don't know how he thought this was going to go over in 2025. I don't really know how he thought. I don't know if he thought this was 1975 or 1985. I don't, or 2005. I mean, even then he's a little close. I don't know how he thought this was going to go over, but he's live. There are people actively getting in their cars and going up to the church to confront this pastor about calling out this young lady, making her get up in front of the congregation, apologize for being pregnant. So much so that he eventually had to stop the live. Now, I was raised in the church. I went to church, I want to say 5 out of 7 days. I want to say Tuesday and Thursday was the only time I was not inside of a church of some sort, a Catholic church or a Methodist church. And I think Thursdays were taken up because I started having to go to choir rehearsal. I went to choir rehearsal on Thursdays and Saturdays. I had to go to, we had services on Wednesdays and Thursdays at the Catholic Church. On Monday, we had to go to confession. On Saturday and Sunday, I was at the Methodist Church doing choir rehearsal and then church on Sunday all day. So I grew up in the church. And as a child, you go to church and you are subject to your parents. You're subject to your parents' beliefs. And as a child, you're also subject to others' beliefs. So I don't know what I believe because I believed in God. That's what I was told to do. I believed in the church because that's what I was told to do. And as I got older and I could pay attention, because, realistically in church, they don't really pay attention to children. They make a spectacle of the children, but they don't really pay attention to them. And as you get older and you watch the adults, how they interact and the things that they do when they think no one else is looking, because, like I said, they don't pay attention to children. Then you start to form your own ideas and thoughts and feelings about the church as you grow into the church. And for a lot of people, especially in 2025, there are a lot of people deconstructing their church upbringing because the church, while to me, this is what a church family, a pastor, a first lady, and the people who are the elders in the church are supposed to be. This is a haven. This is where you go for guidance. This is where you go for solace. This is where you go to connect with God and your spirituality. But as I grew up and I realized that in a lot of places, that's not what church is. So when I saw this, it made me upset. It pissed me off. And I'm gonna tell you why. Number one, no one gets pregnant by themselves, either the old-fashioned way or in a doctor's office. No woman, except for Mary, who was a child at the time. But that's a whole nother story. No woman gets pregnant by herself. There is sperm involved, whether it is in a turkey baster, somebody doing it, whether it is in a doctor's office, or whether it's sweaty in the backseat of a car. No woman gets pregnant on her own. But women are always asked or forced to bear the brunt of being pregnant. We are forced to carry the children. We are forced to care for the children if the other parent does not want to be involved. We are forced to take responsibility for the child, for the bad and the good, especially the bad. So what got me, instead of rallying around this young lady, instead of making this young lady with, and I'm gonna tell you something, even as a 37-year-old woman, and that's how old I was gobsmacked and flabbergasted during my pregnancy, wondering how was I gonna do this, wondering was I gonna mess this up, wondering was I gonna live through this pregnancy, wondering whether or not my baby would be healthy and happy and taking all this stuff. And I was a grown up. This is a child. She was in her teens. She's still in her teens, like 18, 19. And you put her in front of the congregation to apologize for what I am almost positive was a mistake. Because let me tell you something. Don't nobody, no woman wants to be pregnant and alone. They can lie to you and tell you that because it sounds good, but the reality is no woman wants to be pregnant and alone. As much as I'm connected to my baby, the first time he kicked, I would have loved for the other parental unit to feel that. The first walk, the first everything. No pregnant woman wants to be alone during her pregnancy and taking care of her kid. So you putting that young lady up there in front of the congregation to apologize to the congregation. Now that's another thing. What is she apologizing for? And why would her mother allow her to that? Let me tell y'all something. Listen, y'all. Listen, Linda. Sometimes sometime a mother or a parent's relationship with a church and their child is just like some straight man or woman in their relationship with a child. Because you'll listen to the church, you'll bow to the church, you'll give to the church, and you'll ignore your child. Ain't no way in four hells I will let any of my children slash grandchildren slash children I love be put in front of a church congregation on a streaming live so that not only is it the people that are sitting in the church, but the people that are sitting at their house so they can judge this young lady when she is going through what has to be for a woman one of the most stressful, one of the most, I'm looking for a word, baby. What's a word? It can be embarrassing when you're young and single and pregnant. It can be. Hold on. Hey, Blackbird. Emotional. That's the word I was looking for. All right. Thank you. Hey, y'all. Okay. So here is now. Baby showed me a picture because, like I said, I'm on my phone doing y'all. This is what it says. She said, "I want to apologize to everyone in here because I'm pregnant. I'm sorry, y'all, and I just hope y'all can forgive me and keep praying for me." All right. You. All right. And then this is what the pastor said. His words were not of comfort, but of stern rebuke. You never wait later to repent, he lectured. If you sin, you repent now. You just don't do it again, but you got to repent. And the pastor said he went on to say that they would not condone the sin by celebrating the birth. Ain't no baby showers going on. That's what you lose out at. Jackson said in front of the congregation, when you have a baby out of wedlock, ain't no baby showers. Nobody at this church better attend one. Now, he went on to say, can't have no baby shower. You lose all the pride and glory. You just lose all that. Jackson said, seemingly equating the joys of welcoming the new life as some form of reward to be forfeited by her actions. Because she is single and because she is pregnant, she forfeits the joy of pregnancy, the joy of bringing a life into the world, and she cannot celebrate because she is unmarried and pregnant. Let me tell you something. And I don't know if I don't even think this is controversial. Just what I got to say. I believe in God. I believe that there is a spiritual force out there. I don't know 100% how or why it happens. But that's what I believe. I believe I'm more spiritual than religious. I say that. And I say that because I have sat and I have watched pastors like this one degrade, and then mostly women, because it's never the man that got her pregnant. It's never the boy that got her pregnant. It's never the man that cheats on his wife. It's always what did the wife do to make the man cheat. It's never the man that beats on his wife. What did the wife do for the man to touch her? It's never the man that molests a child or is inappropriate with young people. What did the children do to cause this man to stumble and fall? It's three collection plates passed every Sunday, but ain't never a new roof, ain't never a new air conditioning system, and they ain't never got no cushions for them pews. Started going to church when I was a baby, and my butt was still hurting when I was in my 20s. And I know that they passed collection plate early, in the middle, and late. One for the roof, one for the pews, one for the air conditioning. It's never, and I think as I got older, that's what got me. It's we're gonna do this drive, and we're gonna get these canned goods, and we're gonna have this, and you're gonna donate this money, but it's never. I'm gonna go pray for Sister Mary, but why don't you pay Sister Mary light bill? I'm gonna go lay hands on Parishioner John, but it's never. Why don't you pay Parishioner John gas bill? Because they getting ready to cut his gas off, and it's wintertime. It's we got a canned good drive Sunday. Why don't you use that food to make some hot dinners for these homeless people that you ignore as you walk into this church? I don't understand. I don't understand the idea of church not being the actuality of church. This young lady has been going to this church forever. Because she's singing in the church, and I'm sure because her mama sided with the pastor, by the way. Her mama what? Her mama sided with the pastor. Her mama put out a statement because everybody was like, "Where's her mom at?" Because let me tell you something, and it ain't no way that my son, my daughter, my granddaughter would get up in front of a church, any church. I don't care who church it is. I don't care who stand up behind that pulpit. There is no way in four hells I'm about to let my baby get up in front of a church and apologize for something because a pastor told him to. She got her head covered up, and she's up there looking like she would rather be anywhere than here. The mom was out with it, I guess. Mom was fine. Oh, hold on. I hit some. I don't know if I said hey the blackbird, but hey y'all. Doing good, are you? We didn't get snow yet. Okay. Um, Mama seemed to be fine with it. I don't. I can't for the life of me understand how we took the love out of religion, how we took the faith and the hope and the charity out of religion, because that's what we did. We have allowed people to use religion as a weapon. We have allowed our children to be abused. So hold on. He just pulled her up. He pulled her up. He stopped what he stopped the yeah, he stopped what he was getting ready to do. He said something. I forget what he said verbatim, but he said he wanted to bring her up here so because she got something she need to say to y'all.
Oh, so it was his decision just to come up.
Yeah, she needed to apologize to the congregation because she was unmarried and pregnant, and it was her punishment. She needed to repent. She shouldn't wait to repent because it's a sin, and she can't be awarded for that sin, so she can't have a baby shower. Can't have a baby shower. And if she do, but not nobody from this church come to a baby shower.
So what made him say baby shower?
I don't know. Let me tell you something, baby. Let me tell you something. These damn storefront, these storefront preachers get a little church, and then all of a sudden they experts on God. When in reality they done barely read the Bible. They read the pieces they want that'll make their sermon sound good, and then they end up. Let me tell you, it irks. Little, whew, hold on,
Well, you so that.
because here's what irks me is that religion is the one thing people will believe in blindly. When somebody comes up and say they're a pastor or a preacher and they got a Bible and they're telling you how to read and how to interpret the Bible, and this is what the Bible said, even though that's not what it said, but that's what the Bible said, and you have to listen to me because I am a man of God, and people flock
Did
to
they
that.
did they show how that ended?
No, they cut it off. People were. I don't know whether or not because he seemed older. Like I said, he looked to me like in his mid 60s. So I think that he thought that this was 1985, and he could just put some shit out on the internet, and could nobody come up to that church and find him. People were actually getting into their cars and going up there and asking him, why is he doing that to that young lady? What is his end game? What is your problem? He had to stop the live because because by then, somebody, because let me tell you something, you can't do anything on the internet. If I say something that people like or don't like, all they got to do is screen record whatever I said, and it's on the internet, no matter if we erase this video or not. The internet is forever. So him not thinking, he was thinking, and I'm gonna tell you something. And I think, and this is just my opinion. Everything I say when I get on my channel is my opinion. So don't say I factually said it. Don't say I went and looked it up because I'm gonna tell y'all when I Google shit. And this is my opinion. I believe that 95% of the people that say they are preachers, pastors, deacons, or whatever they are, do it because one is easy money. Because people would get a last quarter to somebody say they getting a new roof. We need a new storefront. We need a we they would get a last money. They will not have food in their refrigerator, but they would get a last check money to the preacher. I think that people that don't want to actually work all of a sudden decide they are called by the Lord.
She
And they
probably
use that. And they use that. Think about it. Come on now. Come on. You and I were raised Catholic. The Catholic Church is the richest church in the world. Y'all understand what I'm saying? The richest, the richest outside of like people. When you get into the hierarchy of Catholicism, the robes are actually sewn with gold. They sit on thrones of gold. The chalices are not gold plated, they're gold. The Catholic Church has billions of dollars. And that doesn't include the things that they have. Some of the richest people with not a job that y'all can tell me they actually do, because I don't want to hit up in here. I don't want to hear you say they're a mega preacher. I don't want to hear you say they're a motivational speaker. Some of the richest people in the world with not one job. They're not even on TV doing nothing except preaching. Are preachers.
it was happening.
It was see, I knew it was an H.
That's 3 hours away.
Are preachers. Think about what I'm telling y'all. Mega preachers have Rolls Royces, mansions, compounds, multi-million dollar churches, and they still get on TV. They still get in your inbox. They still get in your email. They still text you about that they need 20 more dollars so that they can buy an airplane or so that they can buy another car because they have to spread the word of the Lord. But realistically, if you really want to spread the word of the Lord, you ain't got to go no further than your living room because the world is at your feet. Okay? You ain't got to go nowhere. All you need is a camera phone, and a good preacher voice. That's all you need.
I wonder if this ever happened to anybody else.
Hey, Miss T. I'm sure it has, but this is, and I'm sure if you look back, think about it. When Leandria, when Leandria, what's her name? Johnson. When Leandria Johnson when she got arrested for drinking, because whatever she got arrested for. There were 1,000 think pieces online, and everybody was talking about how this, and the third, how she fell off the wagon and how she slid back or whatever the hell they be saying half the time. But nobody ever talks about how you scared to take your children to Bible study. No one ever talks about that. No one ever talks about the preachers and the deacons that you scared to leave your kids with. What, baby?
I said, still a lady, little girl should have.
No, never. The church should be, to me. This is what I'm saying.
I'm talking about that preacher.
But it's not the pastor, it's the church because the church shouldn't allow him to do it. Let me tell you something. The pastor is one man. The church congregation is hundreds, 20s, 30s, 40s, hundreds of people. As soon as he got that little girl up, people should have started standing up and taking up for that little girl. Instead, they stand up and say, "Hallelujah." Say it again, preacher. Put your hands on her. Vilifying that little girl, villainizing that little girl. She's already about to be a single mother. She's already a teenager who is pregnant. And now she sees her mom ain't got her back. Her church ain't got her back. They didn't call whoever the daddy was up there to say, "I'm sorry for having sex with this little girl and we not married." They didn't call the daddy up there to say, "I'm sorry I got her pregnant." He waltzed that little girl from the choir stand to the podium, put a mic in her hand, and told her to apologize because she was pregnant out of wedlock. Now I'm gonna ask y'all a question because and here's where everybody about to get mad. But what we understand, when did Mary and Joseph get married? Mary was a child. Mary was 12, 13 years old when she had Jesus. Joseph was an old man, was an adult. When did them two get married? What it said that Mary and Joseph got married in the Bible. Excuse me, y'all. My nose is doing stuff. I'm still hanging on to little pieces of COVID that make my head swim. Sorry. Huh? Okay. I took my glasses off. Yeah, the mother approved it. Yeah. Hold on, y'all. DUI. Oh, she got DUI. Okay. Uh, everybody on there talking about how yeah, the mother approved it. Let me tell you something. Understand, I was raised in the it takes a village to raise a child. That's how I was raised. I was raised that if you get in trouble at school, you might get three whoopings before you make it home. I was raised that If you at somebody's house, you gonna get your ass whooped if you do something you ain't got no business doing. They ain't gonna wait till you get home for your mama to do it. And then your mama gonna do it when you get home. I was raised that if you see something happening to a child, you don't wait till the mama show up. You stop what's happening, especially if it's bad. I was also raised that I will cheer for every child. Nick was playing sports. Yes, I cheered for my baby, but if the other team made a good ball, I'm like, oh, he did that. A girl I used to work with, her son played the opposite when Nick played football. One time they played, and I cheered for both of them. I'm not going to sit in the presence of a child being abused because to me, that's what that is. Because people think that you got to put your hands on somebody to abuse them. And I am here to tell you, you can be abused without a touch. I'm not going to let a congregation of people, of hypocrites, I'm not going to let a congregation of gluttony, of alcohol, of cheating on your wife, of beating your kids when they ain't doing nothing, of being that creepy uncle that don't nobody want around. I am not going to let a congregation of hypocrites sit up there and hurt somebody's child because that's what that does. And what does that say about me as a person for me to sit there and watch that happen and co-sign it with a hallelujah and amen? Thank you, Miss T. What do I look like? Let me tell you something. If it is your way of praising to go to church every Sunday, then go to church every Sunday. If it is your way of praising that you go to church on Wednesday night and Sunday nights, then go to church on Wednesday and Sunday nights. If you can't make it out of your house because you're like me, you can't walk, then you go to church on TV or online on your phone. If that is how you have to praise God. If you need somebody to direct your thoughts and prayers, then do that because everybody cannot do it on their own because this is not how they were taught, or maybe that's just not them. They feel like they need some help. If that's how you have to do it, then do it. But I'm not going to sit up there and I'm not going to co-sign anybody, a church, a pastor, a deacon, a first lady, nobody. I'm not going to do it. There was no reason for that little girl to get up in front of that congregation and say anything. There was absolutely no reason for that pastor to act like he was doing something when he did. There was absolutely no reason for that pastor to sit up there and say, we're not going to celebrate this child. Because basically what you're saying is we're not going to celebrate this bastard child. This is a front against God. And it's on its way here, but we're gonna make sure this little girl has as hard a time as possible. So we're not gonna have any baby showers for the little girl because people don't realize how much baby showers help mothers, especially young mothers who are probably by themselves. Because I don't see that little girl. I didn't see no. I didn't see the daddy getting up saying y'all ain't gonna do my baby mama like this. People don't understand how much that helps with diapers and wipes and things and bedding and onesies and they don't understand. So you get up in front of church and you say, and I don't understand. Hey TC, hey, how y'all doing? Y'all can hit the link if y'all want to come on, baby. Get on there and say something. You saying something through me. Because I feel like I'm just talking to myself, even though I'm talking to you. Excuse me, y'all. I'm trying to figure out how to say this, y'all, because I'm like I said, I'm a spiritual person. I believe that there are things out there greater than we are. I do not believe in church. I do not believe in preachers. I don't. I sit up and I listen to. Now there is a young man on TikTok, and I think his name is Christian. I can't think of his last name, but him and other people who are, he calls it deconstructing religion, because you got to realize a lot of us grew up with this. This is second nature, but as we got older, things didn't add up. Now you can sit up there and lie all you want to us, but think about all the things you remember as a child growing up in church, and now as an adult, you're like, that's not right. But you don't say nothing because you've been taught that we've been taught that church is almost above reproach, that church is above criticism, that church is above discussion because God is the basis for church. But church is not God. Church is man. That building, that Bible, those words, those sermons, that's a man. They use the Bible to justify slavery. They use the Bible to justify child marriage. They use the Bible to justify molestation. They use the Bible to justify just about everything. They can take a passage and turn it around, flip it, smack it, turn it around. God is supposed to be in the Bible. He's supposed to be in church. But how many times have you sat up there and looked and wondered, what is going on? There's no way that young lady should have gotten up in front of that congregation and said, I'm sorry to anyone. Strangers, people who were not a part of the congregation, were coming up there in her defense. But the people that she knew, Ruth, lived, and supposedly loved her, were allowing what was happening to her. And what was happening to her is tantamount to abuse. As a mother, no. As a mama, as a mother, no. I don't want Nick to have a baby before he married or in a serious relationship. Because I would be, do you know how hypocritical it is to sit up there and for me to be a single mother, for my child to be made out of wedlock? Do you know how hypocritical it is for me to sit up there and say that you can't have a baby before you get married? You read it. Hold on. Okay. I didn't see the full video, but I found it embarrassing her. But it's their belief. I'm not religious, but I agree with the pastor on this one. You should be a wife before you get pregnant, and unmarried people should be getting a baby shower. No rewards for bad behavior. I'm, I'm gonna say again, a baby shower is not a reward. It is very hard, and the only person who's gonna suffer is the baby. And y'all sitting up here thinking that this is some kind of reward system. What the hell is a reward? Do you know how hard it is to be a single mother? I'm sure that nobody should get married out of wedlock. I'm positive that they shouldn't. But that's not reality. That's not. It's not reality.
You mean get pregnant out of wedlock?
Get pregnant, yeah, before you get married. That's what I'm trying to say.
Okay.
Get pregnant. Is it out of wedlock or in wedlock? I don't know. Anyway, I'm sure that in a perfect world, everyone would have a mother and a father in the home, or mother and a mother and a father and father, depending upon how you grow, and you'd be married, and then you would have children. That's what we were all taught growing up, and it's still taught today. But that's not reality. That's not reality. The reality is that young people have sex, and sometimes by mistake they get pregnant. The reality is the only person in that scenario that is going to be hurt by you sitting up there sitting up here saying you don't reward bad behavior is the child, not the mama. It's the child. I am thankful and grateful that my son got out of his teens. My son is now 20 years old. He has no children. And he's not looking to have any in the foreseeable future. But I would be completely hypocritical if I sit up here and said that I would act a fool if he got a baby before he got a wife. There's absolutely no reason for that young lady to apologize to a congregation. I don't care what you say, who he is. It's no reason for her to apologize to a congregation that wasn't going to help her in the first place. It wasn't like they were doing something for her and all of a sudden she got pregnant. And now all of a sudden they got to stop what they're doing for her. It was a way to shame that young lady. It didn't teach her a lesson. What lesson did that teach her other than the fact that she had no help from her church family? What lesson did that teach her? Thank you, Miss T. Uh, I put my glass on. Miss T velocity was looking big. There's a lot of people co-signing the baby mama culture, especially in the black community. Once you start making it easy for them, baby, let me tell you something, Miss Knight. I don't understand why you think we are co-signing that. I'm saying it happens, and you have to deal with it. I did not want to be. See now, here I go. I did not want to be a single mother at 37 years old. It happened. I was told I could never have children, and I was blessed by God with one. But I was 37 years old and single. Did I want to be somebody's baby mama? Absolutely not. Did I want to be single and pregnant? Absolutely not. I was terrified. But I also made up in my mind, if I'm going to do this, I'm going to do it. And I'm going to make sure that he is taken care of and as well adjusted and happy as I possibly can. Because that's what you do as a mother. Did I want to do it? No. Did I want to be single? No. Did I want to be by myself? No. But it was what happened. And that is what happens most of the time. Ain't nobody co-signing the baby mama culture. No, nobody want to be a baby mama. Nobody. Baby mamas don't want to be baby mamas. Baby mamas want to be wives. Baby mamas want to be fiancés. Baby mamas want to be set up, taken care of, and sitting in the house somewhere. Baby mamas don't want to be baby mamas. Don't nobody want to be a baby mama. There's no esteem in being a baby mama. As you see, you came into my comments talking about co-signing the baby mama culture. What I'm co-signing is you do not put a teenager in front of a congregation and shame her because of a mistake. That's what I'm co-signing. I'm not co-signing that her life is going to be easy. I'm not co-signing that it's a better life because you're a baby mama or a single mother. I don't like the baby mama baby daddy terms because it's not what I am. I was a single mother. Now I'm married. Now my son is happy, healthy, intelligent, well-rounded in the military and taking care of himself. He's 20 years old with no children. What happened? And let's talk about okay. My wife was a single mother. My daughter did it the right way. She was close. Was wait a minute, two, three. Well, she was 30 years old before she had a baby and married. They were the same person. As long as just because you're a single mother doesn't mean you're not a mother. And mama's gonna mama. Mama's gonna make sure the baby's taken care of. See, that's why I'm upset. That's why I'm up in arms because I'm a mama. I'm not a baby mama. I'm a mama. I'm somebody's mama. I'm mad because that little girl, on top of being single, in her teens, and pregnant, had to apologize to people who are making sure that nobody buys her a box of wipes or a box of diapers because you don't want to reward bad behavior. This is 2025. Everything people do is bad behavior. Like I said, people thump the Bible but don't know what the words mean because God can forgive all. I'm sure He would not want people looking at that little girl about this mistake she made. Is it ideal? Absolutely not. Should she have waited? Absolutely. Should she have been married? Maybe, because I hear a lot of married women who are single mothers with a husband. So let that marinate on you. But we're dealing with reality. We're not dealing with woulda, shoulda, coulda. We're dealing with a pregnant young woman who got up in the front of Sunday service, out of the out of the choir stand, to apologize to people so they could look down on her. That's what the preacher did it for. So that they could look down on her, so they can make her feel bad. They didn't do it to help her. Why not take her aside? Why not counsel her? Why not help her with what she's going to have coming up? That's not rewarding bad behavior. She's not a dog that peed on your couch. That's a human being who made a mistake. Because I'm almost 100% certain that that baby did not mean to get pregnant that one time she had sex. Took the glasses off, y'all. Thank you, Bird Bird. Mrs. Knight, I'm gonna put your comment up. Matter of fact, so people can read it. Um, Let me tell you what parents can't do. I don't know, maybe you're a perfect parent. So I'm gonna start with that. So maybe you're out of billions, you're the perfect parent, and you can make sure that your children don't do anything you don't want them to do. But the reality is, children do things every minute of every day that their parents don't approve of, and sometimes those things have far-reaching consequences, like pregnancy. Now, I don't know what went on in your late husband's house before you became his wife. I don't know what went on with his ex-wife and their children. And but that's one person. A baby shower is not for the mother. It's not. I have never given a baby shower gift to a mama. I have never bought a pair of fuzzy socks. I have never bought a makeup kit or whatever you give grown-ups for presents. I have bought onesies. I bought diapers. I bought wipes. I bought baby wash. I bought baby oil. I bought baby lotion.
Don't say baby oil.
That's something else, y'all. My bad. I bought. I have never once bought a baby shower gift for a mama. When I had my baby shower, I didn't get one thing for me. I got diapers. I got wipes. I got onesies. I got blankets. But there wasn't one present for me. There wasn't one present for me saying, you did a good job getting pregnant out of wedlock. But there were things for my son so that I could have just at least not a leg up, maybe a toe up. Because I don't know if y'all know how expensive children are. I don't know if y'all know how expensive children are, but they don't get any less expensive when they get older. They stuff just get bigger and more expensive. Oh, my battery low. On my headphones. I'm on my headphones, y'all. Let me just say low back. Do not mistake what he did for kindness. Do not mistake what the pastor did for kindness. Do not mistake what the pastor did for charity. The pastor was trying to shame this little girl. Now, why he did it, I don't know. Why he did it, I have no idea. Because if you really wanted to teach this young lady something, you pull her aside. If you really wanted to affect her and not in a negative way, you pull her aside, her and her mama. And you and the first lady and the mama, y'all sit down and y'all talk about a plan, about how not to do this again, about how to protect herself, about how she should be married before she has another baby, about what are we going to do, what is the plan moving forward for this young lady and her child. That's how you affect change. Shame and fear mongering does not affect change. You know who affected change? Those people, those strangers that showed up for the little girl when her congregation, when the people she grew up with didn't. You know who affected change? Because she saw strangers coming to her aid. She saw strangers saying that, baby, you shouldn't feel ashamed. Baby, you shouldn't drop your head. Baby, you shouldn't worry about that. We got you. When the people who were supposed to do that, when the people she grew up with, when the people that knew her made her feel like she was this big. Do y'all understand that everything that happens now, if allowed to fester, she's gonna take that out on her baby. Hold on, hold on, y'all. Baby, what I have three. Hold on. Oh, it's a possibility will shun her from the church prayerfully. She won't turn away from God. It's a possibility. Yeah, yeah. Prayerfully, she won't turn away. Yeah, that's they don't understand. People are turning away from the church, not God. Miss T. Velocity, you're right. People are turning away from the buildings. People are turning away from the pastors. People are turning away from the church culture. They're not turning away from God. Think about it. Think about it, y'all. When someone is hurt, you pray for them. When someone is sad, you pray for them. You pray for your children. You pray for your relatives. You pray for people you don't know. Think about it. How many times have you had somebody say, my uncle is hurt? You don't even know these people. My sister's in pain. My sister's sick. My father. And you pray for these people you don't even know. But you got a pastor shaming this little girl publicly in front of everybody. Like it's okay. Hey, baby, I am talking to people about children. Yes. What are you doing? It's a fork. Yes. Um, people can hear. Why are you smelling it? You want to hold it? Okay. Hold on. I have three. Yeah. Presents for the baby. Don't be pushing buttons. I will play in a minute, but I'm actually live right now. I know. I don't want to turn that on. That's not your tablet. No. Hi, baby. The girls. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. The girl's mother agreed with the pastor because the mother knows the responsibility of the grandchild will be on her because the daughter has no job and kids cost money. Love doesn't pay the bills. You are correct. You're correct. The mother agreed with it. I don't disagree with what you're saying as far as that's concerned. But still, you're not going to. I don't care. Let me tell you something, Miss Knight. Let me tell you some good stuff. Let me tell you something. And I'm going to be as polite as I can possibly be. I don't care. I don't care that the mother agreed. I don't care that my child got pregnant in her late teens, 18, 19, because that's what she is. Because she's out of high school. She's not in high school anymore. I don't. What you're not going to do, Pastor Rev, Dr. Deacon Doug, is publicly shame my child because I got to be a grandmama or I got to be a mama. I was raised by my grandmother, by the way. No, you cannot have my ma'am. What is going on? See, you know what? There, right now, there's a child in front of me that the only time she knows sadness is when she brings it on herself. Is when she cry because we tell her no. Not because she gets one moment of it in this house. She is spoiled rotten. She can walk, as you see, she just walked up on me and took the fork out of my hand because I had it. You will never get me to believe or understand the necessity for putting that little girl up in front of that congregation and apologizing for being pregnant. It does nothing. It does nothing. It's not going to shame her into being a better person. It's not going to shame her into anything. If anything, especially if you continue with this kind of behavior as far as that behind the scenes, it will affect the child negatively. Hold on, I don't know what this is. Hold on, y'all. I can't see. Hold on. Go watch Marnie. Wait. Oh, you know what? She won't because now when we're not paying her any attention, we're the most exciting thing in the room. Because I was not paying any attention, I'm talking to y'all. Barney doesn't exist. The only thing existed is me. But because her Gigi is here, that's no reason to shame her. People become. Let me tell you something. How you get to God? How you get to God is each person's personal journey. If your way to God is not through the church, does that negate the fact that you're still getting to it? The church is a building. The church are people. The church aren't God. God is in this room. Every time I look at my son, I see God because I wasn't supposed. Doctor said I couldn't have kids. So every time I look at my son, I see God. Every time I look at my wife, and I was in my 50s before I found somebody that loved me, I see God in my wife because I was not happy, because I was hurting myself trying to find love when all I had to do was wait for the love that was supposed to be for me. Every time I look at my grandbaby, I am 57 years old and I have a grandbaby who is happy, healthy, and bad as that thing. Every morning when I wake up, I see God because I know I could have went in my sleep. So your journey to God doesn't necessarily go through a church. You can pray anywhere. In a car, in a bus on the way to work, in the bathroom at work, in the Walmart, in the parking lot, anywhere. So when people use the church as an excuse to do bad things, what does that make the church? Because that was a bad thing they did to that little girl. It was bad and it was unnecessary. She said go watch Barney. Yes, she did. And I told her that nobody's exciting right now because we're not paying her any attention. So as long as we ain't paying her no attention, we are Barney. Little Nelly. You want to watch Barney? All right. Now why is it saying my battery was low? Oh, maybe on mine. That ain't low. Anyway, y'all, I had to look, and y'all know how I be. But I firmly believe that everybody's religious journey It's specific to them. It's 100% specific to you. How you get to your spirituality, to God, to religion, to the word, that is 100% unique to you. And that is unique to every person on the earth. Now, do I believe? I believe. And I think that's really all we need. I do not believe in people, though, as a whole. I don't. Because people will let you down, baby. And people run the church. If you going to church and listening to the preacher and doing your tithes is what makes you feel closer to God, then I am there for it. I would die for your right to do that. But I also will not allow you to make other people who are not on your journey feel bad about theirs. And I'm not going to let anybody do that. I'm not going to let my son, who me and my son have different views on certain things. And I grew and I raised him so that I was okay with it. But I told him, your views are not everybody's views. And you can't put your views on everybody. No two people take the same path the exact same way. You and the person next to you can be walking in the same direction for an hour, and you both walk that path differently. That's what religion and church is. Your path to God and the afterlife and eternity is your path. And I will defend your right to be on that path. But I will also not allow anyone, not in my comment section, not on my channel, to mock other people's journey to where they're going. Because just because I don't believe in it don't mean they don't. Just because I don't believe in the way you believe in church don't mean that you don't have the right to believe in what you believe and how you get there, baby. I'm talking to Miss Knight right now. You can have church anywhere. How many of these storefront preachers have church in a storefront, in a hall, in a basement, in a living room? You can have church anywhere. You can get to God anywhere. I don't knock anybody else's religion. I don't knock Islam. I don't knock Judaism. I don't knock Hinduism. I don't knock other monotheistic religions. I don't knock polytheistic religions. Because how you get to your higher self and how you get to your higher plane is you. That ain't me.
What letter is this?
What I look like telling you, that's not the right road. Don't go there.
No. Very good. What letter is this?
Just because I don't think it's right, ain't got nothing to do with me. It's not my path.
What letter is? What letter is this?
Hold on, y'all. I ain't seen nothing. Most unaware teenagers and chronic baby mamas end up in poverty, and most of the time, the grandparents end up having to raise the children when you have their responsibility, not everyone else's. You're correct, but there are also families in poverty. There are also husband and wife, and grandparents are still taking care of the kids. There are also people without children in poverty. Poverty is a plague that plagues everybody. Children just help it along, but trust me, you can be single and be broke and be in poverty and be homeless and have nothing. I'm not on the bash the unwed mother train. I never, I'm not. Because let me tell you why, and here's why. You know how many married women? I used to work on a military base. I worked in the commissary, which is the grocery store, and I worked in the illicit club, which is the nightclub. And I did that for almost 10 years. I worked on a military installation. And if you were a mother on a military installation, that means you were married because you can't be no baby mama on there. Now you go to the commissary, but you can't live on a base being a baby mama. That's not how that works. If you just a baby mama, you can get a card, an independent. You get a dependent card for your child, and you go to TRICARE, but you don't get the other benefits. The child does. You don't. Do you know how many married women were single mothers? And I'm not talking about the deployed husbands who were out of the country. I'm talking about the husbands that were there. How many women I heard complain about how their fathers never spending time with the kids? They always find an excuse to be somewhere else. I was a bartender for almost 30 years. I worked in restaurants off and on for over 35 years. And as a bartender for the last 5 before I hurt my leg. You know how many people I heard complain about mamas I heard complain about being single mothers with a husband? So please stop hollering husband and marriage like these things mean that you're taking care, that everybody's taking care of the kids. Like the husband is an equal partner. Because sometimes they are, most of the time they are, but a lot of times they're not. You know how many women stay in relationships because they have to, not because they want to. So touting a husband in a two-parent household when really it's only one parent taking care of the child. There are videos and TikToks and YouTube and videos upon videos about women telling you how the father never went to a basketball game, never went to a soccer game, never took a bath, never made a plate in the 5, 10, 20 years they were together. Like I said earlier, being a single parent is not ideal. It is not anything people wish for. Now, do some people do it? Yeah. Do some women, and I'm saying women now because they're the ones that have babies. Do some women think that if they have this baby, this man is going to act right? Yes. Do some women keep that attitude with man after man? Yes. Is that the norm? No, it's not. That's just the one we hear about because that's the one that makes people, that's the one that people can cling on to. The single mom, the woman having all the children. That's not the norm. The norm is me. One kid, and oh, I'm not doing that again. Maybe two. Children are not just monetarily expensive, children are spiritually expensive, they're emotionally expensive. We keep talking about the tangible things. I'm talking about the intangible things that nobody can help you with, that the church is supposed to help you with, because this is where we all started on. Do you know that most of my worry with my son is what I was going to do to him? Was I going to be enough? Was I going to be there enough? Not just the money, because realistically, we'll find a way. I've been working since I was 17 years old. I was working when I was pregnant with my son. The first thing I did was get on Medicaid so I could make sure that he was taken care of because at the time I didn't have insurance like that. I've been working since I was 17 years old. I had my son when I was 37. So I've been working 20 years at a time. I had my son. So all those taxes I paid, I made sure I you benefited from to make sure that my son was financially okay. But it wasn't just the money. It wasn't just the money. It was trying to figure out, was I going to be good enough for him? Was I going to be mother enough for him? Was I going to make his spirit and his soul, was I going to be enough for him? And that's what the church is supposed to be for. So I can sit down, light a candle, and ask God to help me make sure my baby is okay. If your child should happen to slip up and get pregnant or get someone pregnant, because we always talk about the mama We always talk about the young lady in this situation. We never talk about the young men that got them there. Because I have a son, so and my daughter is grown. What about the young men? To them, nobody focuses on the fact that it takes two. It realistically takes two for to cook a baby, to make it come together. But nobody focuses on that. Unwed mothers, single mothers. Nobody got that same smoke for the people that got them knocked up. I watch show after show after show after show of adults getting on here looking for their fathers, not for their mothers. And I'm not just talking about single mothers. I'm talking about I'm talking about married couples that got divorced. That's a single mother too. So was the single mother who got pregnant and then they got divorced? Is she the problem then too? There are a lot of divorced mothers that are in poverty. We focus on single mothers as this being some out of wedlock child, but a lot of these kids came in wedlock and they still got the same issues as those that didn't. A piece of paper and a couple of vows changes how I'm supposed to feel about a child. A preacher who barely know the word is supposed to make me shame a little girl because she's pregnant. Where's the person that got her pregnant? Why are we not talking to them, trying to figure out how we're gonna get this thing together? How this child is gonna have a mom and a daddy if that's what they want. Nobody does that. Nobody does that. All we do is focus on the single mother and all the things that she did wrong. Baby, are you looking at the chat? Yeah, hold on. All we do is focus on the single mother. So, all right, here we go. Can you hear me, babe? All right. All right. We've been on here almost an hour and a half, so I'm gonna go on and I'm gonna end this live. I'm going to end it because it's time. The pastor should not have done that. These are my opinions. The pastor should not have done that. He should not have shamed that little girl for being a unwed mother. She didn't get to be an unwed mother by herself. The mother was wrong for not standing up for her child. Like I said, strangers were standing up for that child. At the end of the day, the child is going to be the one most affected by what's going on now. Because either they're going to treat this child like a bastard child, or the mother is going to think that the child is a problem because that's what everybody told her it was. So at the end of the day, the only person that's going to be hurt in this scenario is the child. No baby shower because you don't reward bad behavior. The child ain't had no bad behavior, and that's what the baby shower was for. Child ain't did nothing. It ain't here. Right now, it's just a peanut growing. Be more mindful what you say out your mouth when you're talking about people, children. When you're talking about people, be more mindful and listen to what pastors and preachers say. You don't have to blindly follow a man to love the Lord. I'm going to say that one more time. You don't have to blindly follow man to love the Lord. Make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe. Hit that notification bell so that every time we drop a video or go live, you guys can join us. This your girl, Lisa. I want to thank everybody who came through. I want to thank everybody who watches this in the future. Hit that like button if you like it. Hit them comments if you don't.